Hey guys, Nishquik here, and welcome back to another episode of Nishquik Talks. This video is going to be about the 2025 video games that I'm most excited to play. And I'm going to break this video up into three categories. It's going to be 2025 new releases that are coming out, 2025 rumored new releases which are unconfirmed to even exist but are very highly rumored. And then, of course, the final section is going to be 2025 backlog games that I either haven't gotten to or I wasn't able to play in 2024, which are probably games that came out last year. So if you enjoy Nintendo and JRPGs, which are going to be a lot of the videos I'm going to be talking about today, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and maybe even join as a Nishquik Pops member to get some additional awesome perks. Anyways, let's get right into this list. I wanted to start off this video by talking about a game that I haven't talked about at all on the channel, but I've been talking about it a lot on social media. If you follow me on Twitter and even a bit on Blue Sky, I've been talking a bit about this. It's called Clair Obscur Expedition 33. So the story behind this game is really funny. I was watching the Xbox Summer presentation with some of my friends on Discord. Some of the games look good, like Perfect Dark looked good, Doom looked good, but they're not really kind of my cup of tea. So I saw this game which opened up in like realistic visuals, realistic background, more realism in the faces and all that. And then me and my friends are all just checked out. We're like, oh, whatever. Looks like another like Xbox game, whatever. We're checked out. And then we saw like them walking into some like nice expansive environments. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then we saw the command menu pop up. Command menu, turn-based combat, timed attacks like a Super Mario RPG, or specifically what it looks like is it's being inspired by Lost Odyssey, which is one of Hironobu Sakaguchi's earlier Mistwalker games. And when we saw that command menu, when we saw the turn-based battles, our eyes were like, whoa, now we're interested, now we are sold. And I just find that funny. Me and my friends, our reaction to this game was similar to other people's. Everyone was like, oh, whatever, realistic visuals, whatever. And then when we saw the turn-based combat is when it like interested us. We're like, wow, we're sold now. So that's really funny. I'm really interested in this game. The story and the premise look really interesting. The turn-based combat looks honestly very generational defining. Like, of course, it's being inspired by Lost Odyssey, the Mario RPG games, but I think it's going to do its own twist on things, and it's going to add a lot of action elements into it. Like, you can parry, you can do some like action combat stuff, so it looks really cool and very unique, and I'm very excited for this game. We don't have a solid release date for it, but when it comes out, I'll be talking about it on the channel most definitely. So next game on my list of new releases confirmed to come out in 2025 is the Trails in the Sky First Chapter remake, coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch. And I haven't had the chance to talk much about this game, but I think some of you guys know I wanted to get into the Trails in the Sky series in 2024, but I just didn't have enough time to play it. And then I saw that this remake is coming out, and I just moved all my Trails plans from last year into 2025, which is this year when you guys are going to be watching this video. And I totally don't mind because this game looks amazing, it looks great, and it looks really good for a Nintendo Switch game, and I'm very excited to finally jump into this legendary historied series, because everyone tells me, Nishquik, you're a Xenoblade fan, Trails and Kiseki is right up your alley. So I'm very excited to play Trails in the Sky and then continue the rest of the series. Like, I've heard that Sky, the first chapter, has a really big cliffhanger, so I feel like I'm just gonna want to jump into second chapter immediately, and even if the remake isn't announced, I'll just jump into the version that's on GOG or Steam or whatever, because I'm really excited to get into the story, this world, the characters, learn about the lore, all that stuff. So Trails in the Sky first chapter, very, very excited to play that on Nintendo Switch next year. All right, so this is the big one. Obviously, you guys know I'm really hyped for this. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, but I specifically want to talk about the epilogue chapter that we're going to get. As of the recording of this video right now, in like late December, we don't know how that epilogue is going to play out. We don't know if it's going to be like a future connected, which you can access immediately from the start of the game, or is it going to be where you have to finish the main story, like the base game of Xenoblade Chronicles X, and then it'll be like additional chapters tacked on to the end of the game? I don't know. I hope it's the former, so I can just jump in and delve into that extra story immediately, because I don't want to spoil anything right now, but the implications that we've seen from just that small snippet at the end of the trailer speak volumes as to what is going to be happening in this epilogue. I can't say anything specifically, but I will just say that if they want to tie back to the mainline Xenoblade trilogy, like Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3, this is their chance to do so. Are they going to do it? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not getting my hopes up. My biggest thing with this is I just want to see the story of Xenoblade X tied up nicely and given a conclusive and definitive ending in this definitive edition. So I'm really looking forward to that. And maybe before March, I'll have like a quick predictions video or like a discussion episode with one of my friends to talk about our final theories, because I have a lot of questions in my mind that I want answered in this definitive edition. And who knows if all of them are going to get answered in this, or they're going to set up for a sequel down the road. So I'm really excited for this game, most definitely. And then next on the list is, of course, another Nintendo first-party game I'm really hyped for. I've been waiting to see more of this game ever since it was announced and ever since it was delayed, and that is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And now we officially have a subtitle for this game, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I'm very excited to see what the masterminds at Retro Studios in Austin, Texas have been cooking up for us. And I'm really glad that in the year of 2024, I was able to finish off the other Metroid games that I didn't get to finish. And specifically, I got to finish up Metroid Prime 2 and 3, so I'm all ready for Metroid Prime 4. Well, I didn't play Federation or Pinball, but I don't know if I'm going to be necessarily required to play those, but I'm very excited to see what Retro has learned and what they were inspired from the prior Metroid Prime entries and what they're going to implement into Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So I'm very, very excited for that. It's been such a long time since we've seen this game. It was first announced in 2017, then delayed in 2019, and ever since then, we've seen absolutely nothing until June 2024. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like. I'm excited to see more gameplay, and I'm excited to see if this gets a Nintendo Switch 2 version, because what we saw running on Switch 1 already looks amazing, but if it looks even better, if it runs even better on the Switch 2, might even just wait it out and get it on there. So we'll see about that. So the next three games are games that we saw in the August Nintendo Switch Partner Showcase Direct, along with Trails in the Sky Remake, and those are Tales of Grace's F, which looks really awesome. I'm really looking forward to getting that game and finally getting the chance to play more Tales of games. And then Atelier Yumiya. I've never really been interested in the Atelier series, but this one looks a little more up my alley in terms of the gameplay, the vibe, the tone. It's a little bit darker. And then the Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters. And Suikoden is a very historied and very beloved PS1 RPG series, and I've been sort of more in the mood to get into PS1 RPGs, especially since last year I played a lot of them in 2024, so I think it would be a perfect time to play these games in the year 2025. But these three games, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to get to them in 2025. The ones I mentioned before are like 100% most definitely playing them, but these three games are kind of like a maybe, we'll see about it. They're definitely games that have piqued my interest, and I'm going to keep my eyes on them. Alright, so that finishes off the section of games that are definitively coming out in 2025. The next section is going to be about games that are rumored to come out in 2025, and we don't have like a definitive release date or even announcement for them, but they're very highly rumored. One is the Final Fantasy IX remake. I talked a little bit about this in my video about like what's the point of video game remakes. Having played Final Fantasy IX last year, I don't really know if the game truly needs a remake, but if it does, I'm curious to see what they do with it and how it looks, how it sounds, if it has voice acting, if it captures the essence of the original, what they do with the OST and the soundtrack. This game has been rumored to be revealed since like 2021, so I hope we finally get to see it in 2025 alongside the reveal of Nintendo Switch 2 or something like that. And if so, a 2025 release will be a very good time to reveal and release it, because it'll be Final Fantasy IX's 25th anniversary, I think. So very big milestone for the game, and a very good time to reveal and release a remake. So I hope Square Enix surprises us sometime soon with Final Fantasy IX Remake. The next two games I want to talk about are rumored launch titles for the Nintendo Switch 2, which is also very highly rumored or basically confirmed to release in 2025. Well, then again, I said this in early 2024, basically confirmed to release in 2024. There's rumors it's going to release with a 3D Mario and a new Mario Kart. We haven't seen a 3D Mario since 2017's Super Mario Odyssey, and my expectations are a lot higher now having played Astro Bot. So I really hope the 3D Mario blows me away. I hope it's really different from Super Mario Odyssey, and I hope that they've taken some lessons from Bowser's Fury, which was like kind of like a more open zone exploration kind of focused Mario game. And with Mario Kart, if you think about it, we haven't really seen a new mainline Mario Kart game since 2014 with Mario Kart 8. So I am really, really curious what the new mainline Mario Kart game is going to be. Is it going to be called Mario Kart 9? Is it going to be called Mario Kart 10? Does Mario Kart Tour fit into this somewhere? Because we see tour tracks in the Mario Kart 8 DLC. So I'm very curious what's happening with the new Mario Kart game, and is it going to be good enough? Are these two games going to be good enough for me to hop into the Nintendo Switch 2 ecosystem on day one? That is my big question and interest with these games. Alright, so the final section we have here are a lot of backlog games that I'm very interested to jump into immediately, like as soon as possible. And I have a long list of them here. Gonna go really fast and go through all of these. I'm not gonna delve into each one of them. Some of you guys might have seen on social media, Twitter, Blue Sky, that I got 4 really awesome Atlas and Sega titles from Video Game Plus for a really good deal on Black Friday, so I'm gonna show you them. I got them right here. So I got Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD on the Switch. Very excited to play this because I've been playing a little bit of SMT5 Vanilla because I never finished the story in that, trying to finish it up. And then I've been playing the SMT5 Vengeance demo on my Steam Deck, so that's been a lot of fun. Been getting back into the mood of that. And my thing with Vengeance is I want to try to finish Nocturne and then maybe play SMT4 and SMT4 Apocalypse before I get into Vengeance. And then here we have Catherine Full Body. I might get to this game pretty soon because it seems like it's a very short game, very quick game to just finish off immediately. So I'm very excited to play that because it's a very different kind of Atlas game. Very more adult themes, more adult characters instead of your high school setting and all that, so I'm excited for that. Here we got 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Never been much of a, I guess, a visual novel kind of guy, but I'm very excited to play this. Heard the story is very good, and it's got mechs. I've been really into mechs lately. Of course, Xenoblade, Xenogears got me way more into mechs, and lately I've been watching Neon Genesis Evangelion to scratch that mecha anime itch, and this game supposedly has a lot of mechs, so I'm excited to play it because of that too. And here we go, Unicorn Overlord. This game is another Vanillaware game, just like 13 Sentinels, and I'm very excited to try this out. It's a very unique, kind of different approach to tactics and strategy RPG, and the art style just looks amazing, so I was immediately sold on this. So those are my Atlas VGP hauls. Here we got Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom as well. This is another game that I have yet to start, but along with Echoes of Wisdom, I need to finish off Link's Awakening Remake. I left that unfinished, and then I need to play some other 2D Zelda games like Minish Cap and some other games. So I think I'm gonna do like a 2D Zelda binge and then either end it off with Echoes of Wisdom or have Echoes of Wisdom somewhere in there. So, but Echoes of Wisdom is definitely going to be a game that I'm playing next year because I just missed out on it this year, unfortunately. And this is Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. If you guys saw my previous video on games that I played in 2024, you guys might know that I had some very hot takes on Mario RPG, so I am going to give this game a chance. I have very high expectations for this game. Hope I enjoy it, but I don't know if it's going to blow me away, like, entirely. But we'll see. I'm excited to play this game nonetheless. There's one more game I forgot to get from my shelf. I'll be right back. Give me one sec. So when it comes to 2024 games I missed out on, one big game that really caught my interest and really interested me in terms of the combat, the art style, all that stuff is Stellar Blade. I'm definitely gonna be playing this game sometime next year. I was gonna wait for a PC release, but I think I'll just play it on PS5. I got it physically, so I am really excited to play this. I am not the biggest fan of the Nier series, but I think the combat in this game looks a lot more fun than Nier Automata and Nier Replicant, so I'll definitely be playing this sometime next year. Let's see, what else is on my checklist? So yeah, Final Fantasy games. I want to play more of the Final Fantasy series. I remember last year I kind of made a resolution to myself that I would play more Final Fantasy games, and one of them that I wanted to play last year was Final Fantasy X. So I actually have Final Fantasy X on a PlayStation. I have the PS4 version, and then I also have it on Steam because one of my friends graciously gifted it to me last year. But I went retro game shopping with one of my friends, and around that time, I dusted off my PS2 as well. And at this retro game store, I saw Final Fantasy X, original Final Fantasy X on PS2, and I was like, I heard that this game, like the remaster and the original, there's not too much of a difference, and why not just play the original? Because it's going to take me back to my roots of PS2. PS2 is actually my first ever video game system, and I missed out on so many amazing RPGs like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, all these games, and I just thought it would be great to experience this on original hardware. So I'll be playing the PS2 version. If I like it, I feel like I'm gonna like it. I'll definitely do replays on PlayStation 5 and Steam as well. And to piggyback off of the many PS1 RPGs that I played last year, I definitely want to play the game Parasite Eve. I think I'll play Parasite Eve sometime soon, just to stick with the wintry Christmas vibes. Like, Christmas and New Year's is finished as of the time of me releasing this video, but it's still cold outside, it's still chilly, I'm still wearing my flannels, so I think I'll try to squeeze in Parasite Eve as soon as I can, sometime in the next coming months. Legend of Dragoon is a game that has been on my radar because a few of my friends have been playing it and talking about it, and it looks really interesting in terms of the art style, the characters, the graphics, the music, and it's a Sony first-party game, which kind of blew my mind. I didn't realize that. So I definitely want to keep an eye out on Legend of Dragoon, and of course, one that has really piqued my interest is Chrono Cross. I've had the Radical Dreamers edition on Steam for a very long time, and I think it's the perfect Steam Deck game, so I definitely want to jump into that as well. So those three PS1 RPGs are games that I definitely want to try to squeeze in somewhere into my 2025 gaming lineup. So I said that I'm going to delve into the Trail series next year with Sky Remake, but another big, massive, story-heavy series that I want to try to get into is the Like a Dragon or the Yakuza series. So I want to see if I can at least get Yakuza 0 out of the way, because I have that on Steam. Maybe see if I like that and then delve into Kiwami 1 and 2, but I don't want to promise too much. The thing is, Yakuza 7 and 8, like a Dragon and Infinite Wealth, looks so much fun with the turn-based combat and stuff, but I do want to get the full backstory from Yakuza 0 all the way to 6 before jumping into the Ichiban games. But I think in terms of a commitment, I'll at least try to finish Yakuza 0 next year. We'll see how I can squeeze that in sometime next year with 2025 in gaming. So we got 2 more games. One is kind of like a nostalgia game. I've always wanted to get back into classic Pokemon because the modern entries have really soured me. Many of you guys definitely know a lot about that. I made a lot of videos on it. And surprisingly, I talk a lot about how much I love Gen 5 and how much I love Unova, but surprisingly, I've never played Pokemon Black and White 2. So Pokemon Black 2 is a game that I want to check off my backlog next year, and I'm really excited to play that. I think I'm going to really vibe with it because Gen 5, Unova, I'm going to feel right at home with that game. So really looking forward to playing Pokemon Black 2 sometime next year if I can. And the last 2 are games that I don't normally play, and those are Western-style RPGs. And after the Game Awards, we got the announcement of The Witcher 4, and Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has been sitting in my Steam library forever now. And I think it would be perfect to play that game on my PC as well as on my Steam Deck. And another thing is, when I built my PC, I did actually start Witcher 3. And I played about like 3 or 4 hours of it. I enjoyed it, but I never really continued it. So I think now is a perfect time to jump in, play The Witcher 3, and immerse myself into that world, because it's going to be a different kind of RPG experience. It's more of like a personal adventure with just Geralt instead of like a party-wide adventure like your Xenoblade or Final Fantasy. And I've never played something like that in terms of like a Western-style RPG, so I'm very excited to take a look into The Witcher 3 and jump into that kind of game. And another Western-style RPG I'm looking into, which is in my current Steam backlog, is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1. If I like the first one, I will play 2, but I'm only looking at 1 right now. I have a really good friend who I've known for a very long time who has been always getting on to me. You gotta play KOTOR, you gotta play KOTOR, you gotta play KOTOR, review it on the channel, talk about it on the channel. I will try my best, finally squeeze in KOTOR this year. It's always just another JRPG that gets in the way, another new release that gets into the way. I think this year I will finally be in the mood to jump into KOTOR 1. And I haven't played a Star Wars game in a very long time. I haven't been really in a Star Wars mood in a very long time either, especially since like I really feel like The Rise of Skywalker kind of just soured me on that series. I watched a little bit of Mandalorian, but I wasn't really vibing with it. I haven't played much of the games, played a little bit of Jedi Fallen Order, never completed it, but KOTOR looks interesting because I've never played a BioWare game where you have that kind of morality system. And it looks like it's got sort of like a turn-based RPG style of gameplay and combat going for it. So I will definitely try to squeeze in KOTOR next year so that buddy of mine will finally be satisfied that I finally played the game. I was thinking if I play enough Western RPGs next year, I can like make a full like combined, hey, I played some Western RPGs, here's how they compare to all the JRPGs that I played, sort of like that. Because there's a lot of difference in terms of like style and approach to storytelling and character development and all that. So I'm really looking forward to delving into a genre I've never really delved into much. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys are most excited to play in the year of 2025. Still getting used to us being into a new year, like still in that January phase where I'm like, 2024, 2025, I'm still like getting used to saying 2025, but here we are, new year, new games, new gamers, new releases and new experiences that I am very excited to be a part of. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, which one of these games are you excited to play? Are there any games that I listed that you are excited for, or any of these games that you are not as excited for? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, like always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe for more Nintendo and JRPG content just like this. This is Nishquik signing off. Have a great day. Go play some great games today. Like any of these games that I mentioned, or get ready to play a new 2025 release that is going to come out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Hey guys, this is Nishquik. Thank you so much for watching that video. And if you enjoyed it, check out these two videos on the left and maybe subscribe if you haven't on your way out. And big shout out to all my channel members whose names you can see on the screen right now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.